The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting in response to the U.S. missile attack on Syria. As expected, Russia's deputy envoy had strong words for the U.S.
On the night of the 7th of April, the United States attacked the territory of sovereign Syria. We describe that attack as a flagrant violation of international law and an act of aggression. We strongly condemn the illegitimate actions by the U.S. The consequences of this for regional and international stability could be extremely serious.
Newly minted U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley rebuked the Russians for enabling Syria's Bashar al-Assad, saying he thought he could get away with using chemical weapons with Russia's support.
Assad did this because he thought he could get away with it. He thought he could get away with it because he knew Russia would have his back. That changed last night. As I warned on Wednesday, when the international community consistently fails in its duty to act collectively, there are times when states are compelled to take their own action. The indiscriminate use of chemical weapons against innocent civilians is one of those times. The United States will not stand by when chemical weapons are used. It is in our vital national security interest to prevent the spread and use of chemical weapons. Our military destroyed the airfield from which this week's chemical strike took place. We were fully justified in doing so.
Syria's ambassador said the U.S. acted without having full knowledge of who was responsible for Tuesday's chemical weapons attack that killed at least 87 civilians in Syria. He also restated Syria's claim that Syria does not have chemical weapons.
The United States attempted to justify it with empty pretexts, fabricated arguments, claiming that the Syrian Arab army had used chemical weapons in Khan Sheikhoun without genuine knowledge of what happened, without identifying who was responsible. That the Syrian Arab army does not have chemical weapons in the first place, and that it would never use such weapons in any of its operations against armed terrorist groups.
U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley warned the Council that the U.S. is prepared to do more in response to Syria's use of chemical weapons, while Russia has promised to strengthen Syria's anti-aircraft defenses. Following the U.S. missile attack, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres issued a statement calling for restraint and for a political solution to stop the suffering of the Syrian people. Frank Ucciardo, American Television News, the United Nations.